Hello, hello everybody. This is Mike, and tonight it happens to be actually really early in the morning. I'm kind of working two jobs, one in the day and one at night. Anyways, I would like to call this one 2012 Mind-Blowing Challenges for the World. Wake or die of tyranny. Did you catch that? Wake or die of tyranny. What the hell does he mean? Well, just a minute, I'll put my my future hat on here. There we go. I'll find out here just a sec. Oh shit! Can't see anything. Oh. I guess that one isn't going to work. We're going to have to rely on, I guess we'll have to rely on ourselves and what we've seen in the last 60, 50, 40, 30 years, even 20 years. I mean, the young people can also, I've met a lot of young people that see this. They see this overwhelming dictation. Anyways, let me start. This is going to be, I'm sure this is going to be a two-part. There's quite a bit to cover in order to get to the end story, to get to the understanding. So both of them will be about 15 minutes. I'll try to keep it under. Okay, we'll get started. Don't waste any more time, okay? Okay. So, so we got to understand, kind of, in order to understand where we're going, we got to realize where we've been. So, in order to realize what's happened to us in the past, 60 years, 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years even, today, we got to realize that the multimedia moguls, all the outfits that run our televisions, because we see very little independent TV, very, very little, right? And what you do see, some of it's good. They got some truth in there. But anything you watch on the TV ain't happening. That's and I'll tell you why. Why I think it is. Right from the start, back in the early 50s when TV was made, first put out for the public, it was not feared at all. I mean, it was something so we could all connect with the rest of the world, right? So it was brought right in with no real animosity toward it at all. So it was accepted. We all accept TV. Everybody in North America has a TV in their house somewhere, usually. You know, even if it's a computer screen, all adds up to the same thing. I'll tell you why. So, as you continue on watching TV and playing on the internet and gaming and walking into stores buying stuff and seeing all these ads and movies and talking to your friends and family and your work buddies, and I mean it goes on and on, right? How we perceive the world and in making our minds up on where we stand and what we stand for. So so in making our minds up, I believe it's making our minds down, because we're all held down under this multimedia frenzy that seems to want us to think a certain way, right? They're trying to sell something. More than products, I believe. If you can, you got to pull back and look at the bigger picture in order to see that, but regardless. Anyways, so we'll carry on there. So they if you understand multimedia, is kind of a more of a brainwash to sell you product. And each and every time you see this, everything you see is an influence on your decisions, right? Throughout your whole life. So, if you understand multimedia plays a big role in your decision making, granted your friends and everything change it, but if we're watching the same thing, all of us, then we're all fed the same information, right? Unless you get into the free media on the internet and the alternative news channels, privately sponsored, with no intention of giving you nothing but the straight news instead of a deceived or a portrayed news. Sorry about the deceived, but it's way more than deceived. So if we understand that this media all the time, and we find it everywhere in the world now, in the third nation or the third world, first world, sorry, whatever you want to think we're in. It gives us a mindset, and we see this mindset in every one of our decisions. So I'm going to just take you outside that just for a second here, and I'm going to say, take this mindset of who you are, take all the politics out of it, all of the wars. So you've never experienced either one of those, right? Where do you think your perceptions of the world would be if it wasn't influenced by this fear and dictation, this overwhelming need to control us, it seems, that seems to be excelling to a phenomenal rate lately. So, in realizing then that we've been contorted through time by these people that want to make us believe a certain way of thinking, right? We're going to step outside that now and understand that, you know, we're going to try to get out of that way of thinking. And I do know waves of, and I've done it myself. I'm there. I try not to stay anywhere in this box that they've taught us to think in, because this box we live in, that we perceive, it's by the media, and if we don't do any of this alternative free media and this new view, then we're stuck exactly where they put us, right? Okay, so oh, that's my buddy. I'm going to no, I'll turn it off. Sorry, it come on a little early. I got to time this so I don't have to watch the computer. I don't like looking at the computer screen. I don't have to. So this is all kind of ad lib free. I don't cut anything. What I say is what I say, and what I do is what I do, and I speak the truth as the best as I know how, and I've lived a life of truth. So it's getting really quite easy to see the truth for me, since I've never lived in a lie. I'm lucky. I'm really lucky. I don't, since I was that high. Regardless, carrying on. So in order to get out of this trench they seem to have us enthralled in, to start with, no TV. No TV, no television, no media channels, free media only, or alternative media only. If you're going to watch that stuff, that's going to twist your mind to exactly what they want you to think. In order to see past what they're trying to make you think, you have to get away from all that. So another thing to help your mind work better would be stay away from sugar. I mean, we're meant to do a very limited amount of sugar Our body doesn't metabolize sugar well at all. It's not supposed to be a main ingredient in any of our real diet, whereas we see it in everything we eat now. That's a really bad thing, because sugar works on kind of the left side of our brain. Anyways, that's another study all in itself. GMO foods, all the poisons in all the GMO foods are holding us down big time, through health, through mind, our synopsis. It stops everything from growing to its potential. Every little thing we're doing, eating, waters with fluorides, you know what I mean? It's all adding up. The preservatives, chemicals, and all the... It's all over. I mean, we're breathing it even. And Fukushima and radiation and... I could just go on and on about all the pollutions that we seem to ingest lately. Okay. Yeah. Car emission. Industry emission. Etc. So, but even taking all that out of our bodies and out of our lifestyle, this isn't gonna get us out from that box, because we even have a bigger problem. Is there a bigger problem than all that? Can't be. Well, I perceive pride is a huge problem in our progression of any ideas that would lead you to a protective mode of thinking. Well, what I'm trying to get at is, say, like, a person is gonna say, I didn't see that. So you're perceiving, and you're strong in your belief in this particular matter, and you're perceiving that you've never seen it, so you can't add to that. So it makes you feel like you're not giving to the thing. So then you leave it saying, I don't believe that, and you leave it away. You leave it alone. And this is where pride, and like another one, I can't do that. That's below me. I mean, I learned that 20 years ago. I'm not going to be doing that again. That's simply pride. Because if it will be above you if you can't look below it. So if you can't bring your thoughts down to perceive it, to understand more of it, and below it even, that job or that task or that whatever, then your pride is simply keeping you from experiencing certain avenues of thought, right? Okay, I see I'm just about timed out here, so this is going to be part 2, and I'll try to get the rest of it in part 2. Thank you, and I shall see you in part 2. I love y'all. Big hugs for the world, man.